Hello everyone, it's DeAndre Brown here, and this is Elite Talks. It was important to me when I started Elite Talks that I not only highlight people with huge platforms, but that I also highlight people who are making a difference within their community. Today I'm joined with Dondre Shivers, who is a very well-known barber and also my barber in Los Angeles, California. In today's conversation, we will discuss the fear around embracing your identity at the barbershop and how by following our purpose, we can create a safe space for all. What's good, Brody? What's good?
Knock it off, bro. Come on.
You know, you were my first barber that I had when I came to LA.
That's awesome. Thanks for not cheating on me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I haven't cheated.
Yet.
No, I'm kidding. But, you know, I don't even think you realize this. The first time I walked into the barbershop, I don't think you know how, scared I was.
Why?
I'm always scared. I always have this fear when I first am walking into the barbershop for the first time. And I think a lot of it just has to do with, dang, they're gonna judge me, they're gonna blah, blah, blah. So I always, when I go to the barbershop for the first time, I always make sure I look a certain way, you know? That's why the first time I came in, I don't even know if you remember what I had on, but the first outfit at the barbershop is so important to me, so I remember it to the T. I had on some baggy sweatpants, a baggy sweatshirt, and I had on a snapback like that. So that you could think oh, okay, bro's cool, you know?
Right.
But that's problematic. Not only do I come to your shop to get a haircut,
right.
I feel like when I'm at the shop, you be preaching too. I'm like, okay, I'm about to go to Dre, and Dre's gonna give me a sermon, and he's also gonna cut my hair simultaneously. The first thing I wanna talk about is, you've been a barber for a minute now. I'm not sure how long you've been, but
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
And you're only 28 years old.
29.
Nice. 29 years old.
Wow. Do you even know me, bro?
So much I know about you, right? And I just want to know a little bit about just your upbringing and how you got into becoming a barber and when you decided to choose this as a career path.
Well, to be honest, one of my favorite uncles, he was my barber, and I thought he was the coolest person in the world. So when I was a kid, he started to cut my hair, and I just immediately fell in love with it. I always describe it to people as magic that he gave me. No one could cut my hair like him, no one talked to me like him, no one made me feel like him, so he just had magic, and he would give it to me every time, and when I got older, I was like, I want to do the same thing. And that's kind of where it really sparked from, and I loved being in barbershops growing up. I loved that atmosphere, that feeling, you know.
You loved it.
Yeah, man, I fell in love with it early. I loved how barbers carried themselves, how they talked, how they acted. Everyone wanted to be around them. Well, I grew up going to the barbershop every week. My dad would get fresh every week. My dad worked in the city in New York. His appearance, his haircut was very important to him. So we would go to his shop. I hated it, getting my hair cut there, but I loved being there, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think that's just so crazy because the barbershop was always so opposite for me. And I also felt like the barbershop was just never a safe space for children. Because I remember, I would never forget, I was 6 or 7 years old, and I was going to this barber, and they had porno magazines on the tables where you in the waiting area.
Low key, that sound about right though. That sound like the barbershop I went to.
And that's not okay for a child, no?
For sure, nah. The barbershop is it's like the man cave for all men. So, you know, it's there's really no rules, no real bad intentions, but you know, it's a lot of things that are wrong that happen in barbershops, but men don't really say it or speak on it or talk about it because it's kind of the norm.
Yeah.
But I think now, you know, things are so much different. Things are moving in a better and progressive way. So, you know.
You mentioned how you look at it as a man cave for all men. But how could it be looked at as a man cave for all men when it secludes so many men? For example, being just an openly black gay male, we don't find comfort in barbershops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It just has to do a lot with the fact with just this hyper-masculinity within the black community. But what I do love is that you have always made me and so many others feel comfortable in the shop. And I want to know, where did you find that acceptance where it's you know what, I don't care do you, that has nothing to do with me. You're the first barber I've ever had where it's you even asked me about relationships and what's going on in my personal life, and I've never just had anybody do that.
It's really easy for me because it's my norm to be around gay men. My father is a gay man. My life growing up was kind of I guess what you would consider unorthodox.
Okay.
It wasn't the typical father dates woman, has a wife, has a girlfriend. My life was completely different. So my norm was being around gay men 90% of the time. And his friends were they were like my uncles. And my father raised me from about 3 to about 10, and then I moved back with my mother. So, you know, respect is big with anybody and everybody. And I think when you give respect, you get respect. And then things get easier after that. Like if you lead with disrespect, then you're most likely going to get that back. And I'm not really a negative person. I'm really positive. So I try not to be a negative place or a negative space with people. I always try to just be a safe haven because I know that I can be a bridge for that, you know? It's really always simple for me.
And I think you do a really good job with that. And I'm curious to know, you mentioned about your father and just your relationship growing up. And I know for me, I didn't really have a huge male role model in my life. My father was kind of in and out. He came when he wanted and left when he wanted. He did things on his own terms, you know?
Okay.
And I feel like that has a lot to do with like the interactions that I have with straight men too, because I don't really know how to interact with them because I wasn't around them as much.
Besides my dad, I didn't really hang out with other like people that I actually like really love being around. I mean, besides my dad's friends, because they, like I said, they were like my uncles, and they were like really like your godfathers, if you will. You know what I mean? So like my uncle was that for me. Like he would talk to me, he would take me places, he would one thing that we shared is working out. Like he was like really huge, like a bodybuilder. So I always just loved being around him, and he was the first person I knew, especially as a barber with a Range Rover with a TV in it. So I'm like, yo, if this guy's a barber with a Range Rover with a TV in it, I want to follow after him. You know, he was my safe space, and we would talk when me and my father didn't really talk a lot growing up, just like little conversations here and there, but my uncle would like get me to open up, and we would watch movies, we would watch karate flicks, we would go shopping, he would take me to work out, we would just do a bunch of stuff together. So, you know, he was my safe space. And he was my barber, you know? And same thing with my other barber that I had. He's the same exact way. All my barbers have been like really huge, monumental people in my life.
I don't know, I just feel like you just made me feel comfortable just sharing and being myself. And I was even looking at a Reddit clip the other day, and it was just all these people talking about like their devastating experiences at the barbershop. And even at like at your barbershop, I feel like it's pretty chill for the most part. I have heard a few problematic things, but I think that's just the territory when it comes to being in these environments. I'm curious to know, do you ever feel uncomfortable when a gay person like sits in your chair? Be honest, like be 100% honest.
No, so I'll say like the only time I ever really get uncomfortable is when I get like creepy, inappropriate messages from people. For the most part,
that?
Yeah, I don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. When we have conversations in the shop and people are like say certain things, it'd be like, yo, bro, like, I guess they don't really have the wherewithal to know like how to read the room or who's around or what's going on. But they're like, I've seen it happen, and I've had to like really check somebody like, yo, bro, like he's gay, bro. Like, what do you like? Why are you talking to him like that? Like, you making a joke in front of this man, and this is why they don't feel comfortable coming in shops, being themselves, talking openly. Like, there's been barbers who have come up to me and it's like, yo, bro, like you super close with your clients. Like, how do you get so close? I'm like, cause I treat them like they're regular human beings. You know what I mean? And one of my barbers, like, my business partner, he came up to me and he was like, yo, bro, like you really got great relationships with your clients.
And I don't even think people know, like, you kind of inspired me to start Elite Talks, because you remember throughout that whole time when I was like just down, I'm sure you remember, you used to always ask me like what's going on, and I was always in this slump. Because I just wasn't like enjoying what I was doing. You continued to believe in me throughout that time, you know? And you kept telling me like, bro, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. And I just want to know, who's that person for you? Who's the person that continues to motivate you to keep going and doing the things that you love?
The future me. That's mainly it. I mean, like, obviously, I have a great mother. I have a great father. It's like my father is my 1A, my mom is my 1B, and it goes vice versa. They could either switch, you know what I mean? But they're my greatest inspirations. Like, my father sacrificed so much for me. He was disappointed because he wanted greater for me. You know, he didn't know what barbering was really gonna do for me. He didn't know that it was gonna be the vessel for what I'm doing right now. But he didn't put me down. What he did was he went to the store, he got me everything that a barber needed. And I remember that Christmas, he laid it all out and he talked to me. He sat me down. He said, now that I got you all these things, I need you to really be 100% serious. I need you to lock in.
Wow. And
every time I see you, I never want to see you without any of your clippers. Every time I see you, I need you to have it because I need you to be serious. You know, my mother was the same thing. My mother, like, I watched my mother build up from the ground. Like, you know, she sacrificed so much as well. And she just really gave me my imagination to dream and see the bigger picture. And that's exactly what I did. And I still to this day do it. That's what moms do though, you know?
Well, that's not what all moms do. Some parents are just very like, you have to do it this way, it has to be this way. And I have a lot of friends who parents don't support what they're doing, and they're like, I don't see the vision there, I don't see where that's gonna go. So for you to just have so much support, like, that's beautiful. And I think that also, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like that has a lot to do with the place that you're at today too.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like I have like this list in my, I have the notebook in my book bag. I take it everywhere with me. I have a list of people who I feel like I need to repay for investing so much into me, like time, effort, love, energy, just, you know, talks, motivation, just anything. Like, my father poured so much into me, and I feel like it's my job now to take what he gave me and blow it out of the water.
When did you open your first shop?
I opened up my first shop in 2019. I was like, I had just graduated. I was like 8 months. I think I was like 24.
24?
Yeah, 24, one of them.
I need to open something up there. I'm 24.
I mean, but you're killing it though. You're doing amazing things.
Yeah, but I don't own a shop.
Yeah, but you own a brand, Elite Talks.
Please.
And you're killing it.
Thank you. Who are those people in that notebook? You mentioned the notebook.
So I have my mother.
And how you plan on repaying them back?
Just making sure they never want for anything. You know, that's why it's to me, whenever I need like a boost, I just think about my mom. Yeah. Immediately I snap right out of it. I get right to it. Like, I can do anything as long as I know that she still is working and she's not living the life that she deserves right now. Same thing with my father. Like, I want to spoil my father. Like, he spoiled me growing up. He spoils everybody to this day. And I just have dreams of just being able to call him and say, look, you could quit your job. You don't have to work no more. Same thing with my mother. Oh my gosh,
that's my dreams. I can't wait till I'm at the place where I can just be like, Mom, just stop working. Take yourself on vacation. The house is paid for. The car's, like, I can't wait for that moment. And I dream about it so much, and I feel like it's a part of the thing that keeps me going, you know? I went to private school my entire life. My mom put me I was in every club. I had every tutor you could imagine. Like, she spent all this money on me, and it's like the least I can do is repay you. But I think when we repay them with more than actual money, it's continuing to chase our career and continuing to chase our passions and be such a change in other people's lives.
Right, for
sure. Do you think that?
Yeah, 100%. I think the greatest thing that makes my father happy now, as long as my mother, is like when people come up and say, man, you raised a great son. He's so mannerable. He's so respectful.
I think this is a part of the reason why I don't talk to my dad as much, is because I feel guilt for how I treated my mom when I was younger. Like, when I would hang out with my father, he would always blame the issues as to why he didn't see me as much and etc. on my mom. And when I was a kid, I took all of that out on my mother. Like, my mom will tell you, and I can't even believe I'm admitting this, like, I used to say things like, I hate you so much, I hope you die. Like, I used to tell my mom things like that. And now that I'm an adult, I feel nothing but guilt for saying those things, and it all came because I felt like she was keeping me from my father. But at the end of the day, now that I'm older, I realized a parent could never keep another parent away from a child. Like, if you wanted to have a relationship with your child, you would. Somebody that invests into your passions and does all those things, it truly just makes you and grew you into the person you are today.
For sure.
And I feel like a lot of other people do that too. Like, they try to do things to please their parents instead of doing what pleases them.
I definitely get that for sure.
Do you think school helped you with what you do now? Because I know there's like a huge...
100%.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Because it was such a huge market for me up there. And I was one of the very few. And I just worked really hard. I outworked a lot of people. I sacrificed a lot. I just did what it really takes to be successful. And I really just believe it's my faith in God and what God talks to me and tells me, and like the feeling that he gives me. But you just have favor over your life. And I think people with favor can see that. You know what I mean? It's like we all see each other, we all get each other. Yeah. And it's just this incredible belief that we all have in each other. And sometimes it takes somebody else to pull it out. And that's just what I saw that you needed. And that's why I always would like, you know, try to talk to you, pour into you, you know, because you were doing the same thing for me, but you had no idea. Like, you made me believe that a lot of like social media was really possible and it was going to be for the betterment of my future. Yeah. That's why like I'll ask you like little questions because I'm really soaking up all the game, you know what I mean?
And I don't think you realize, this is how I know, like, and we talk about it all the time in the shop, I know you're going to go so far, it's like going to be ridiculous in a great way because it's the way you pour into others, A, and then B, you have this phenomenal faith in yourself. Like, you believe in yourself. Like, you remember I've told you times where I felt like, I don't know if this is for me anymore. I'm losing faith in all of this. And I would ask you, like, yo, how do you keep faith? How do you keep going? And one thing about you, you're always thinking about the next, even before the next happens. Yeah. Do you realize that? Do you even realize that?
I have this incredible belief, bro. I just know that all things are possible, especially when you have God who's leading and you're following. Like, you know, that's really truly the secret sauce. Like, I joke around with my clients all the time. It's like, how do you feel you can lose when you got the big joker in spades? You can't. Like, God is my big joker and I'm gonna be the little joker every time. You know, so
that's a great analogy.
It's just this incredible belief, bro. And I know all things are possible. Like, I remember seeing your video for the first time. And I remember seeing you, I'm like, bro, this kid's got something. I had no idea who you was. No idea at all. And months go by, I'm still watching your videos like, bro, I just think this kid is special.
Do you remember the first thing you said to me when I remember?
You that dude from TikTok?
No. It was so funny because I feel like, and this is not a bad thing or anything, but I feel like a lot of straight guys that are familiar with me do this. My girl loves your videos. That's the first thing you said to me.
Oh yeah, because you know why though? It wasn't like, and not to on you, but it wasn't because of your content. It's because your dog.
Damn.
But
I love that you continue to inspire me. You tell me to like think big because even starting this Elite Talk, this is me thinking big. This is me saying, F everybody else, I'm gonna make my own way, I'm gonna do my own thing. And I feel like you would start your next barbershop and doing your own venture as well. That's you saying that too. Because I mean, I'm sure you're comfortable and you would be fine with just what you're doing now. But then what happens when that dies off? And you don't want to be, and I remember we talked about this, you don't want to just be a barber for the rest of your life, no?
No, not even close, bro. Like, I love being a barber. This is giving me so much. You know what I mean? Like, I absolutely love cutting hair. Right. It's provided so much in my life, and it's just giving me so many friends. But I know that my purpose is bigger. I didn't always talk to everybody, but God would speak to me. Like, he would because I never used to talk, really. I was so focused on, like, when I was first learning how to cut hair, I was so focused on trying my best, doing my best. I was watching videos while I was cutting hair, so I didn't really have the social part down. But once I got the mechanics and the skill right, it's like, I swear, bro, God would say, speak to him now and talk to him, and those end up becoming my best friends. Those end up becoming my best connections. That's every powerful. Single time.
That's powerful because that's literally God telling you, like, it's time for the next level.
Yeah,
and sometimes our next levels can be something just as minor as, oh, it's time to now speak to them, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, for me with social media, I feel like my first moment was make a video to the camera. It could be anything. And it would be crazy stuff. But then it's like, once you get down that one part, now it's like, okay, now I want you to make intentional content. Now I want your content to be geared towards this. Now we're gonna give you a name. You're gonna be the corporate baddie. Now you got corporate baddie down. Now I'm gonna insert brand deals. Now we're inserting brand deals. Now you're gonna use that money from the brand deals to start your own video series. But it's like, that's not stuff I just come up with my head. It's the people that God has placed into my life
100%.
that has told me this is next. Like, what are you gonna do next?
Right.
And I think and I really try not to because I do believe that when you rely on God, the fear goes away. But I still have fears every day with everything that I do.
Well, that's your, that's human of you.
Yeah.
That's really human of you. And that's normal, bro. I knew I wanted greater. I knew what I was destined to do. And I was at Penn State. I was in a small market, and I had conquered that. And I was tired of living on the East Coast, and everybody was trying to get me to move to LA. My two best friends were trying to get me to move to LA. And I just like, nah, I just opened up a shop. I don't want to go. So fast forward, the pandemic happens. I start going through all of this stuff, depression, sadness, heartbreak, just questions about my life and my future. I was like, I had decided real quick that I was gonna move, I was gonna get out of here. I had packed up all my stuff. I told the barbers in the shop that I owned how we was gonna run business and what we were gonna do. And I got a one-way ticket to LA. And I remember, I never been nervous. I never was afraid to get on a plane or to do anything like, big like this or take a risk. But I remember getting on the jetway and feeling butterflies and just fear and doubt. I'm like, yo, I'm moving to LA. I just decided this in a few days. What am I doing? And I was looking down, and then I heard a voice say, look up, the rest of your life is in front of you. And I looked up, and I never looked back. And I've been in LA since, and that was 3 years ago. Now I have a shop to prove it and show it.
I know that's right.
And it's like,
killing it. When you begin to bring visions to life, you can start to see it better. It starts to create a picture in your mind, and I think that's what turns it into reality. And then usually when you put a vision in your head, right, and you put it one way, God blows your mind and makes it 10 times bigger than what you initially had it set as.
Right, like I know you wanted greater and you wanted more, right? And I know you had your fears and your doubts and everything, but it's just like that picture on the internet where there's a little girl and there's God, and God is like, just give me the little bear. The girl is like, no, I don't want to let it go. I'm afraid. I love this bear. But behind his back is an even bigger bear. And that's what it's like to really trust in God and to let your fear and your doubt go. You know what I mean? Look what you're doing now, bro. Like, I was just talking earlier about this. Like, I don't even think you know how grand this is or like how great this is going to be and where you're going to take it. It's kind of like seeing something that you know was about to be out of here. And like, I'm really happy that I get to see it all happen in front of me because I know what you're capable of. I know what you're gonna do, and I know what type of favor you have over your life.
But can I also be honest with you too?
What's up?
I feel like you do this thing, and tell me if I'm wrong, but you do this thing where it's like, because you're not at the place that you desire to be, you don't like to give yourself credit for the place that you are, if that makes sense. Would you agree with that?
I do.
I want you to be able to still live in the moment and soak up all that you have accomplished.
For sure, I do. I just feel like I said I was going to be a barber. I said I was going to own shops. I said I was going to have multiple shops, and I'm still going to keep opening up barbershops. They're like trophies to me. Doing something incredible, doing something that people think that's impossible, that I plan to do, that's when I'll pat myself on the back. But I'll pat myself on the back here and here.
But you don't think that what you've done already is impossible and people can't do it?
No, I think
I
think if you have belief and you allow God in your life and in your plans, then you will see that all of these things are your norm. Like, we only accept mediocrity because we're tricked into believing that we are mediocre.
Yeah, but you have to also think that a lot of people, the mindset that you and I both have, a lot of people don't walk this earth with that mindset.
And I pray that I'm able to get them to see that they can have this mindset. They can have everything that they want and they desire. You know what I mean? That's my plan. That's my goal.
Well, if you don't celebrate yourself, I'm going to celebrate you. Can we get shots? 2 shots? Can you take a shot and cut my hair?
I can.
Make it straight. Nah. Come on, pinkies up.
Damn.
Ugh. God has me in this space where I have to push people out of my life. There's certain people that really cannot come with you.
Sometimes people are not ready to climb where you're going to be climbing to, and they're not meant for it. They're not meant for it, and that's okay. But it sucks in the moment because it's painful.
I don't think people realize how hard it is to take people out of your life that you want there. It's like, I really want you in my life.
The flesh.
But you can't be there right now.
Yeah, that's a fact. And it sucks because it's like, damn, I really love them, or damn, I really like this person. Like, bro, I lost I lost a lot of loved ones, friends, like childhood friends.
My big thing for 2024 is I really want to work on developing scholarships for Black gay students that attend HBCUs, because I don't think people realize, sorry, it's just, so get serious about this, how difficult it is to be a openly black gay man, waves on swim so they hate on him, yeah.
Whose brand is this?
Yeah. It's glorious.
This is really nice.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really pretty, right?
Thank you so much for being on We Talks For Real. Like, I think that this was a phenomenal conversation, and I think that you don't even realize you've encouraged so many people by being and talking and just being the light that you are to this world. I want you to continue to be this light. I want you to continue to create that safe space for other people who look like me and who identify as me, and just continue to be yourself. Like, you're just a loving, great guy. Yeah.
I really appreciate you for letting me be on your platform. You know, this really does mean a ton to me. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, bro. I can't put it into words how I actually really feel, what this really did for me. But I just want to say God bless you. Thank you for everything. You know, thank you for being a positive force in my life. And thank you for motivating me more than you could know. And I truly appreciate you. I really do, honestly, like from the top of my heart, from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate you. I appreciate this moment. And I appreciate you letting me come do this.
Of course.
This is incredible, bro. To everyone who has gay black men clientele, please be kind, please be nice, please include them, please let them know that you're an ally and not an enemy. It's important for us to be together. We are already a small community as black men. We can't separate ourselves any further. You know, like, love on each other, be more nice, be more positive, talk, get to know your clients, get to know your people, get to know everyone. You don't just have to be a barber and be cool or, you know, service gay men or have friends. You know what I mean? Like, open up your mind, stop being so close-minded, stop being ignorant. They want to be close with us like we want to be close with them. It's okay. No one's gonna judge you. We're not here to hurt each other, we're here to love each other.
Yeah.
So, like I said, bro, I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, bro.
This concludes Elite Talks. Thank you all for joining me today, and I'm about to get ready to interview my very special next guest. Stay tuned to see who it is.